Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've posted, but we're back. And today's video we're going to be doing a how-to taxidermy series. We're going to be mounting a green wing teal dead mount on a shelf. So I'm going to show you guys how to mount your bird from start to finish. I would suggest doing a dead mount because they're pretty simple and easy, especially for a first bird. If you want to try another pose, that's fine, but this video is for a dead mount, or this series is for a dead mounted bird. But I'm going to show you some tools you're going to need, and then we'll get right into skinning. But before we do that, I'm not a professional taxidermist at all, so there's some things I'm probably not doing right, and there's other ways to mount birds, so my way isn't going to be the only way to do it. So I'll show you the tools, and then we'll get right into skinning. Alright, so now we got our bird here. Nice green wing teal. Pretty nice bird. It's kind of wet now, you can't really tell. I'm going to go over some tools you're going to need. You're going to need a drill. I have this one, pretty old, but you're going to need some drill bits. You're going to need some clay. You get this at Hobby Lobby. It's like $5. I don't know what it is. It's just clay. You're going to need some wire cutters. I actually like these better. So you can cut wire, so you can cut bones, anything. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a hot glue gun. I just have a little one. And you're going to need some glue sticks, sorry. And what else? Super glue. Make sure you have some super glue. I have some here somewhere, but I'll get it when I need it. But you're gonna need some super glue. You're gonna need some tape, electrical tape, painter's tape, whatever you want. And you're gonna need, you could either use your knife, or if you have a Dremel, use it. I use that to cut the form notch for the tail. This is all later down, but I'm telling you all the tools. But the tools just for skinning is just these knives, and then a pair of wire cutters so you can cut the bones. And you can use a hair dryer. If you're gonna do just one bird, just to see if you like it, use a hair dryer. Unless you have this already, but if you actually want to get into it, get a pet dryer, because they have way more force and they dry birds way nicer and puff them up nicer than a hair dryer. I use a hair dryer for my first ones, and yeah, they don't look as good. You could also use an air compressor. That would be better, but make sure you have a filter on the hose, because they tend to spray oil, and you do not want oil on your birds, obviously. Alright, so for knives, I have a box of 11 size scalpels and a box of 10 size. This should be all you need. You could honestly do it with both, but I'm going to do it with just, yeah, or even a 20. I think I had a 20 out of 10. So get a 20. This isn't quite the right size, but it's the right shape. So I mean, I don't know. I had a 20 on the last ones. So get a 20 and a 11. I think it's a 20, I'm pretty sure. And this is your detailed 11. This is for around the head. This is for the body. But look at a 20. If they're the same size as that, get a 20, or the same shape. 20s are bigger, and you want that. Yeah, I got the wrong one. But let me throw this away, and we'll get right to skinning. So, got my bird all loosened up, had it in the freezer, let it dry, or you bring it out, put it in the refrigerator for about a day and a half, 2 days before you want to skin, and it should be nice and thawed out. Run some water over it, and there you go. So we're going to find this breastbone. Starts here in mine. You're just going to part these feathers down until you get to the end of the breastbone. That way you can just make an incision without cutting too many of these feathers. Just part your feathers down. On divers it's a little harder because they have so much down. So I mean, if you cut some down out, it's not a big deal. There's so many feathers down there, it'll cover it up. So I'm just going to take my knife, go right along the edge of the breastbone. Doesn't matter which edge. Just go in there, cut, and just pull it the whole way down. Cut to the skin. Okay, so now you have that. Cut it into the meat good. Then you're going to grab your skin. I don't know if you can see, but there's that little clear membrane. Little clear stuff. You'll see it when you're skinning your bird. you're just going to pull with this hand and this. You're just going to come in here, cut that membrane every time it comes up. And just follow it down. I'm going to go up a little further. This is honestly, and you don't even hardly need a knife. You can just, then you take your fingers, especially for this bird. This bird's really loose. You just push the skin down till you get to the bottom where you can feel the back of the bird. On this side, you can feel the table underneath. I just cut a little bit. You honestly don't use a knife that much. You just use your fingers. Then you can just peel it, especially on a puddle duck like this. They have thin little skin. Alright, so now you're going to get to your leg, and it will be this big old like piece of meat right here. I don't know, this thing, this is a knee, and we're just going to go in right here where it connects to the body, and we're going to feel for the bone. Now, you'll feel it. It's right there. Take your wire cutters, go in there. See how I get on this thing. And snip it. It's simple. Then right where you snipped, cut with your knife until you hit the skin on the other side. So you just cut through your leg, and now your leg is detached from the body. Now we're going to do it to the other side. Sometimes your bird's a little more frozen than this. You'll have to peel the leg apart from off the body because it will stick up against. But my bird is very soft right now, so don't need to do that. Clip it, and then cut through the meat until you hit the skin on the other side, right where you cut. Just detach it. It'll all make sense when you're actually doing it. But now you're going to come up here and keep peeling down till you get to the wing. You'll see it. It's up here in the shoulder, so it's right here. This is your socket area, and then that just moves with that. So you're going to come in here, make a cut like this until you get to that bone, and there'll be a little ball joint here, and you could probably cut this out. Oh yeah, you can just cut it underneath. So I just chop it with my clippers most of the time because I don't need that ball. I cut that ball joint off anyway because it gets in your way. But there we go. We just detached the wing. I'm going to take my knife and cut underneath that till I get to the skin, and now my wing is detached from the body. I go to this other wing, keep peeling till I find the joint. Just gonna make a cut, get into that joint. You'll feel it, it'll go through. It's kind of like a little piece of membrane, a tendon you have to cut through, and then you got the bone. Okay, so now we got the legs, we have the wings detached. Just gonna finish peeling this skin down to the back of the bird. Now for the tail. Actually, hold up. Okay, now for the tail. There's the little stomach area. Try not to cut into that, because especially with a diver, I mean, because there's a lot of junk in there. It smells terrible. But you're just gonna find. Should probably peel the skin down. You're gonna find where your tail feathers meet the body, and just there's a little bone in there, and you're just gonna have to clip it with the wire cutters. I forget what it's called, Pagasaurus or something. I don't know. And you're just gonna cut that off and follow your bird back. This is where it's easy to make holes in birds. So, like I just did. Once you get there, yeah, shucks. Oh. You can saw poles, but yeah, I still make holes in birds because I'm not a professional taxidermist. Okay. Now you just peel down the back. Peel, peel, peel. Till your whole bird's just coming off. Okay. So now you made it to the neck. This is a tiny bird, hold it. Not used to skinning tiny little birds. And you're just gonna go, how's that? Yeah. Just gonna go right up against the body. Go up in there as close as you can. Actually, we're gonna go from the breast side. So place the breast side to the breast meat right here. And just face it up. And there'll be this little notch here. The crop, I think it's where the crop is. And you just go right here. And you cut through your neck. Your trachea will be first on the breast, if you're on the breast side. And then there's a bone that you just go up against the body, step against the body with. That way you can measure your neck accurately and cut it. And your neck's gone. Here's your body. Sets it off the side. You don't need it. If you just skinned it, like the day you shot it, you didn't have it in the freezer for a while, you could eat it still. I mean, it's perfectly good meat. But if you had it in the freezer, I wouldn't recommend eating. I mean, I guess you could. Especially if it's been there for a long, long time. If it's only been there for a couple months, it's probably fine. But I'm not going to eat it because I don't really want to die. So, and it's a teal. So, now you're going to take your detailed blade and you're going to find where the feathers meet the bill. You'll see it. It's really easy to see. And you're just going to take your knife. Sorry, my camera might die soon, but there's not much to see here. This teal is kind of hard because it had the black to black and you can't really tell the line. So hold it in the light good and you're just going to cut along where that meets. You'll see it. It's just feathers to skin, or feathers to the bill. And just as you cut, peel it back from the bill slowly. And then I'm going to go up here to the top of the bill. There's a little, like a little V-notch thing. Cut along that. Whoops. Just follow this. It's just tracing. It's not hard. It just takes a little more time than skinning the actual bird. But you just trace that. Keep cutting. No wonder it wasn't working. My knife was upside down. On the top of the bill, when you go around the corners, just be careful because your knife can slip and cut way past that little notch that you don't want to go past. Just stay on that. Make sure you stay on the edge good. Just follow, go around all the head. All sides. And just peel the skin back. Now you get to the underside here of the bill, and where the skin meets the feathers, you just cut. Just the same, it's no different. You just and then make sure you free that up. Then to get around those corners, you just open the bill. And there's this little piece of skin. And you want to go in the inside of that. Just go along. And you'll leave a little piece of skin. This thing right here, you'll leave that there. Because your feathers don't go up to that. And you just cut the ear little notch thing. I mean, there's not much to this. This is pretty easy. And then just take your fingernail and peel back once you get that. Oh, I didn't do this side. You can almost use your fingers more than your knife around here. This is really. And you're just going to keep peeling back with your fingers, and you're going to get where it'll start pulling back the other way, and you'll know that's your eye. So just take your knife, stay flush along the skull, along the eye socket bone, and just cut, and you'll just keep cutting, and you see a hole, like that's the hole of the eye. So just keep going, don't freak out. Just don't cut that hole, because if you cut it, it'll just get bigger, and you don't want that. So I found my eye socket. Just gonna cut in and follow along it. We got the one eye freed up. Soon past that, you'll see the ear, and just same thing with the eye. Just go flush against the skull and cut through it. Alright, now I freed that eye and ear up. On this side, and you'll see the ear. Cut it. There we go. Now we have the. Whoops. The head freed up from there, and you just pull that neck out. Save the neck and head. You need that for measurements later. And then there we go. We got our bird fully skinned out. Except we got the body and stuff detached. Now we have to skin out the legs and the feet. So come back, we're doing that. Alright, so now since we have the body detached and we have the neck and the head out, make sure you save that again, because you'll need it for measuring the length of the stuff. Alright, so now we gotta skin out the wings and the feet. So how you're gonna do that is, there's the meat. This is where you cut the bone off of the body, and you're just gonna take the skin and peel it off just like anything else, and pull the wing bone at the same time. Now remember, I'm not a professional taxidermist. There's more than one way to do this, and my way isn't the only way. So, but I'm just telling you what I do. I'm just going to keep peeling that. These teal are really small, so there's not much to, they're really easy to peel the skin off of too. Alright, so now we have this first bone here. think this is a humerus. I don't really keep track of bone names. I just do it. I don't really care. But yeah, I think it's the humerus. Yeah, it's definitely. You're just gonna cut the meat off of that. Pull all the meat up to the end. We don't want this ball in the bone anymore. So you just take your wire cutters and cut up right up against that and just cut it. And then all the meat comes off of that. So make sure you peel all the meat up and you don't have to do any other skinning. So now you have the humerus, no meat, you got feathers off it. Now you're going to flip it around and point this down, okay? And then these are the quills for your primaries or your secondaries, one of them. And you're just going to take your thumb, sometimes they'll get up in your fingernails and like poke the skin and it hurts real bad, but for a while, but you just pull them, you peel them off, you'll hear it click and it'll come off the bone, and then you pull with this till you get to the new set, rip them off the bone, pull again, and don't be afraid to pull because nothing's going to rip. And they're connected right on this bone. It's the radius. And you're just going to pull. Strip those quills. Then you're going to get to the other joint, and that's the wrist joint. You don't skin past that. You leave that there. Now, take your knife, go in between these bones, and cut all that meat out. Sometimes it might take a little bit. Cut all the meat, cut all the tendons out of there, because you can't have them in there, because yeah, it's just not good, because you want to take all the meat out. We'll build this back later. Okay, now you have your wing inverted and all skun out. You're just going to pull out the back of the bird, pull it back out, and there's your wing. It's all skun out. I'll do the other one, but I'm just going to show you the leg next. So you have the leg, push it in, and it'll be this big old piece of meat, and you're just going to pull on with this in your right hand or your left hand, whatever hand you're using, and you just pull and peel with this at the same time, and just pull until you get, there'll be a lot of meat, and then it will go right to a bone real quick, and that's where you stop pulling. I'm going to detach the feet. You don't have to detach the feet, but it's easier to paint and just get to. These are some tiny feet. I've never seen feet this small. And yeah, it's just out of your way then. And you take just your detailed blade, and you'll see where the feathers meet the skin of the foot, and just cut along that. Follow it along, make a little ring. Try to stay pretty close. And then peel it up just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go back inside, and we're just going to pull that foot right through, just like that. So now we have the whole foot detached, and just, yeah, you're going to have to clean that meat off. We'll just pull that off, pull the tendons, pull it out. We'll do the same thing as the wing bone. Pull it all up to the end till you get to the ball joint, because you don't want that on there anymore. And then you just cut, and then all the meat comes with it. And there's your bone. You don't have to clean this off too good, because I don't leave the bone with it. I just keep it there until you're done wiring, because you want it there to wire. That way you know how long the bone is, and then you make a mark on that wire, and then you can rebuild from there. But I never keep these bones on the feet. So there's your foot detached. You have a nice hole in your skin. Don't worry about it. When you glue the foot back in, it'll be gone. Alright, so there you go. That's the whole skinning process done. Didn't take us that long. You'll get faster as you do it, because my first one took a while, but this one didn't take long. And it's a little small bird, and you can just peel most of the stuff. That helps. But don't worry about the meat in here. We'll do that when we do the fleshing part, and that's what we're going to do next. Alright, and one thing I will say, if you're going to do the fleshing a different day, that is possible, you can put it back in the freezer, just the bird. As long as you don't wash it with degreaser, like dish soap or Dawn, and wash it, you can put it back in the freezer, because if you wash it with soap and you put it back in the freezer, it'll shrink. So as long as you don't wash it with soap, you can keep it out, or you can keep it in the freezer as long as you want and flush a different day. If you're going to do that, make sure you wire your feet before you do that, because your feet will start drying like as soon as you take them out. So if you're going to do the flushing the same day, it's fine. But if you're going to do the flushing a different day, put it back in your freezer, the next step isn't flushing, it's wiring the feet. You need to wire your feet because your feet will dry, if that makes sense. So wire your feet. If you're going to do this a different day, flushing doesn't take long, so I would just do it all on the same day. Flushing and skidding I normally do together. So just do that, but if you're not gonna, wire your feet next. Flushing is not the next step, wiring your feet is. So I just make sure you guys know that way you don't screw up your feet.